You might be wondering what happens in an actual test call. I got a copy of the test forms that the state auditors use when making the test calls. I'm going to review that with you right now. The first section of the form is just basic information about the call. The tester writes their name, the tester writes the name that they used during the call, what was the county they're test calling, the toll-free number that they dialed, and the date and time of the call. This is important information to backtrack to make sure that the call was logged. The second section of the form is about the reason for the call. Why is the test caller calling? What is the story about the call? And test callers are not going to use a crisis call story. They're going to be it's going to be more information gathering types of calls. Maybe the caller just moved to the area and they want to get signed up for services. Maybe the caller has a loved one, a brother or a sister or their wife that they're worried about who's starting to have some mental health symptoms, and they're trying to get help for their loved one. So that would be some typical reasons for them calling. The test caller may be calling, asking for information booklets, or how to receive services, or how to make a grievance or complaint. These are the specific things that a test caller is looking for, and we have to ace all of them for the call to be a passing call. Alright, the first one. Approximately how many times did the phone ring before it was answered? How did the staff greet you? What was the phone greeting? If known, what was the staff's name? So this is imperative that we always use our name during a call. Did the staff ask for your name? Did the staff ask if you're a Medi-Cal beneficiary or if you're calling on behalf of a Medi-Cal beneficiary? When applicable, did the staff ask if you're in crisis or if there's an emergency or if this is an urgent situation? Did you receive the information that you requested? What was the disposition of the call? Were you given helpful information, referrals to county mental health or outside agencies? If so, what agencies? So here I think they're trying to get at, was the person's issue addressed adequately from the test caller's perspective? How long was the call? When applicable, was the staff knowledgeable about the process for obtaining a list of mental health providers or beneficiary booklets? This is where you need to use your scripts to show the caller that you know how they can get providers lists or a beneficiary members booklet. Basically, you tell them that if they give us their full name and their phone number and their address, then we can send one to them. The third section of this form is about the overall results of the test call. So there's some very specific things that they're looking for in the test call, and then they're also measuring the subjective experience of the test caller. So here's the question. In general, were you satisfied with the services and information you received? Yes or no? Were there any barriers to you accessing or obtaining services? This is why it's really important for us to get their full name and phone numbers so that daytime staff can connect with the person. Was your call logged? Once again, they're looking for the write-up of the call. If the call was made in a language other than English, were satisfactory efforts made to provide you with the information in your language? So here they're measuring to make sure that we're utilizing translation services if needed. If a counselor on your shift, or if you believe that you have some language skills other than English, but you're not completely confident with using specialized language or psychological terms in that other language, I would recommend using a translation service instead of handling the call yourself. Finally, what was the language that the caller used if they use a language other than English? And the last part of the section is a place where the test caller can write an open-ended comment or a paragraph about their experience. So, those are the things that the test callers are looking for. We design our scripts to make sure that they answer the questions and they meet these guidelines that the test callers are looking for. So follow the scripts and you'll be A-OK.